What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm pretty annoyed right now. This new augment is really buggy we're about to talk about today, and honestly, the fact I'm telling you it doesn't work on some stuff, who knows if that's a bug as well. But before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel so you can cringe real hard. I mean, watch the videos. I mean, a little bit of both, to be honest. Alright, so we're gonna be talking about the new Zephyr augment mod called Airburst rounds. Now, what this one will do is it's for Zephyr's second ability, the Airburst, which is also her subsumable ability to put on other frames and framettes. And what this one's going to do is every enemy hit is going to give you increased secondary damage. Now, bug number one, bug numero uno. If you don't have a secondary equipped, it doesn't work. It doesn't even display anything. I learned that the hard way, halfway through recording the video. Another thing, it does not seem to work on Mesa's regulator pistols. But let's just go over the details of what's going on here before we start getting too annoyed, and I'm sure you could tell I'm already annoyed. Alright, so what we're going to do here is when every enemy hit is going to give you increased damage on your secondary by 25% for 14 seconds. Now, what it doesn't say in there is it'll actually stack up to 500% damage at max, and it will be influenced by strength. But not the maximum will not be influenced by strength. How much you get per enemy hit will be influenced by strength, and however enemies you hit, it will snapshot after you cast it a couple times. Also, the duration of the buff is 14 seconds at base, and more duration will make it go higher. Now, it does work on Hildryn's Balefire launcher, which is pretty high damage, so that's kind of nice. But it does not work on Mesa's regulator pistols, unfortunately, which was one of the things I was excited for. So, here's what I'm talking about when I say it like snapshots how much you've got. So let's try to hit one enemy with this Airburst, subsumed from Zephyr. So 47% damage up there, as you can see. Now let's hit like all these guys. So almost enough to get the max value. 378. Now let's just summon some more enemies in. Now here's what I'm trying to say is like once the maximum value of enemies you've hitten, it will actually, or hit, is hidden even a word? Let me know in the comments if hidden is a word. I think hidden isn't a word, but I did say it. Alright, so I'm going to hit one enemy now. I'm going to hit in one enemy. I hit in like 4 enemies there. But as you can see, I'm only going to try to hit one. It will keep the maximum value from however many I've hit, or how many I've hitten, my new favorite word, and it will let you keep that. So if you hit like 10 enemies, you get your max value, you're doing crazy damage. Then you hit one enemy after that, you can keep that 500% buff going the entire time. So let's just show some things that are going to be pretty good with this augment mod. Let's first start off with Hildryn. I keep trying to call her Protea. We're going to use her Balefire launcher. Now you could go with a crit build like I got right here, or you could go with a normal full damage build with no crits, because this thing has really low crit chance at 5%. But let's just try the crit build anyway. It could do some pretty hilarious spiky damage, and we've got Arcane Avenger on our Hildryn build just to get some crit chance. Alright, so I was trying to use it with Mark of the Beast on Mesa, but it does not work with Mesa's pistols, so there's no real reason to use that. So let's just summon in some gunners, I guess, as we have a corrosive build. I know someone's saying to summon an Exo Goose Drag officers. You know what? Just for that one guy, hey, you one guy, I remember you. And here is your Exo Goose Drag officer you wanted so badly. They will summon in the little rolly ball turrets, and we're going to have some fun. Alright, invincibility. The Visor Parasite's about to die, but that's okay for him. Alright, so got our adaptation and all that. We don't even care because they're invincible. Now, normal damage numbers, you know, like what is that? 16 for something? And let's get a bunch of extra damage, 500%. And now we're hitting harder for sure. Now, the reason I didn't want to summon in some heavy gunners here is because they actually have armor, so you can actually see the damage numbers going higher. So there's your Exo Goose Drag officers. And now we're going to summon in some guys with no armor just to show it is working. Alright, so here's the fun part. Looking at damage numbers and hoping that they don't change. Alright, so we're at 500%. Let's hit him. Try to hit him with a normal shot here. 8, 6, 2, 1 with a crit, or with a non-crit rather. Now 378% extra damage. It's very hard to see with this crit build. 19591. So with 378% damage extra, you can definitely see the sizable increase to the damage there, as we have basically doubled it at this point. And honestly, guys, I probably should re-record the video at this point, but I'm so triggered, I can't do it. I can't. I know I should. I'm too triggered. This stupid buff. I want to say it doesn't work on Mesa's pistols, but at this point, it might as well work on Mesa's pistols. Let's just quickly show it. Not working Mesa's pistols as far as my testing has gone. Mesa, not Hill Dog. Alright, so with Mesa, we have the Airburst rounds augment we've been talking about this whole time. And, you know, it's the Mark of the Beast setup. If you've watched that video, it's going to be using Arcane Avenger and Mesa's 3 to make it so we only take 1 damage from combat discipline per kill, proccing Avenger very consistently, and the rest of it's just to try and red crit with Mesa. Now, this technically will work and make the Kuva Nukor an Annihilation Ray, but, you know, you don't... This is actually really, really good at the Kuva Nukor, to be honest. Increased status chance, increased critical chance when you get some kills with your glaive. Let's throw on that Nukor bad boy. And yeah, it basically makes the Steel Path like level 5 enemies, to be honest. When I was testing out the Mesa thing in the on the Steel Path, I was using this build. My Riven's not even that good, and it literally felt like they were level 5. I'm not even kidding. We were annihilating everything with our Adarza Kavat as well, because, you know, why the heck not? Might as well just completely melt the enemies. Alright, so we're going to be having a bunch of extra crit chance here. Now we'll summon in the Heavy Gunners. Actually, after we show that it does not work on Mesa's pistols. I'm going to pause them as well. Yep, they're paused while running because very bug-free game. Alright, so we're going to use the... Alright, so 968 on a yellow crit. Keep in mind, the longer you're in Mesa's Peacemaker, the more damage you'll deal, up to a certain percent. Now, we have 310% extra damage. It's still 968. So it does not work on Mesa's Peacemakers, but it does work on the Kuva Nukor. So, yeah, you can completely destroy everything with the Kuva Nukor and this setup. It also, like I said, it will work on the Spore Lacer secondary. Now, let's summon in some of those Exo Gooseberg officers that one guy loves so much. Here's your favorite enemy, dude. And we're going to summon 20 of them and let the sparks fly. Alright, so let's get 500% extra damage here. They are stacked up with some heat procs. Alright, now the Adarza buff goes off, and... I mean, this is a Kuva Nukor. And these are the tankiest dudes, besides like a Nox or like a Demolist, I can spawn in here. So, let's get into that Steel Path gameplay. And we'll go over some other things that are pretty good with this. Like I said, Hildryn is probably one of the best. If you're not as annoyed as I am at this point. I've had a really annoying day, to be honest. But here we are, melting the Steel Path with the Kuva Nukor, the Mark of the Beast Glaive, Arcane Avenger, and the Adarza with this, you know, let's just stack 500% damage on there while we're at it. You know what? That sounds like enough buffs. So yeah, it does not insta-kill the Acolyte, but, you know, the Acolytes are basically just, use melee on them, to be honest. It's like not even tickling them, really. So yeah, some other things you could use with this, like and other pistols that are good. Like I said, it does not work on Mesa's pistol, so don't bother. It does work on Hildryn's Balefire launcher. Kuva Nukor #1, as most people would know on the channel at this point. Something like the Atomo, still going to be good. The Catabalist, it's a single target gun, but it will deal a lot of extra... I mean, you insta-kill stuff already. Sure, I guess you could use the Catabalist with this. Things like the Angstrom, gonna get the rocket launcher pistol, big AoE stuff pretty much. The Spore Lacer secondary, we got a video of it on the channel. You know, like the Acarius, that thing doesn't have much crit, so a big chunk of extra damage will be nice there too. Pyrana Prime, Staticore, Castanas, you know, Twin Comac, like stuff like that, like things that are already good. I mean, you just jam 500% more damage. Of course, it's gonna be even better. So, yeah. But like I said, the Nukor is the best. This is a Heat Nukor with a viral like crit build on it, and with all that crit stuff stacked up, it's pretty hilarious. Now I could put more fire rate on there as well, but you're reloading it a bunch anyway, so I had enough fire rate personally. So overall, would I say that this augment is worth getting? Overall, no. But you know, it might be worth running on Zephyr. As a lot of times, at least with my playstyle on Zephyr, I'm camping with her Tornadoes. Now, I'm not actually using her a secondary on Zephyr most of the time to kill. I'm using the Trumna. I'll be using like a Stropha. And like there is things you can use the Catabalist on Zephyr. You know, just for the heck of it, we're talking about Zephyr. I'm gonna this is an entire Zephyr video without Zephyr in it. Let's put Zephyr on, and I'll use the Catabalist like I was telling you about with her Tornadoes, and we'll use the new Augment mod as well. It works in other frames. Like if you want a very specific setup of like, oh, this is my my secondary focused like destruction build, I'm going to use the Pyrana Prime or whatever to mow everything down, or the Kuva Nukor. Here you go, dude. 500% extra damage. You have some good times with that. But let's just quickly show it with Zephyr, the frame this ability is actually from when you don't actually use Helminth. So let's just, what mod do we want? Let's just take off Spectre Siphon for the purposes of this video. It's gone. Increased damage from... Now, keep on. We have a negative strength build on this Zephyr, so it's going to be really hard. That's actually a really good point. If you have a low strength build, this might actually even work. Whereas we're only getting 9% damage per enemy hit, and it will only give you the most of the highest value of enemies you've hit in one Airburst. So, thankfully, we can summon 20 enemies at once here in the Simulacrum. But let's just take off Overextended for now, so we can get the 25% per hit. And then we use the Catalyst with a Viral and Corrosive build. Yes, the Catalyst can actually do Viral and Corrosive, as I believe it has built-in Viral? I don't know. Something like that. And I get the cat buff when I'm in the Simulacrum, because you know what? Life is pain. Alright, sucking them all in. Zephyr specialty. And let's see how this goes. Hey, there you go. So if you want to do a little bit more extra damage with your pistols on Zephyr's Tornadoes, be my guest. It is confirmed good-ish. Good enough to use. God tier, no. Gimmicky, yes. Very specific, yes. The Zymos, pretty gimmicky as well. I mean, how much damage is this going to do? Like, real talk, how much damage is this about to do? I'm going to get... These are the XL Goose Drag boys, so it will... They have a lot of armor, so let's see if one of them gets up. Now, keep in mind, this is not even that much, honestly. So, that's basically going to be it, guys. This is something you can definitely mess around with. As the Zymos is going to definitely require some headshots to get some good mileage out of it, but, still, some extra damage there. I'll see you in the next video. Sorry for the trip being annoyed and really annoyed, but like I said, I've been messing with this mod for like a good couple hours now, and like it just doesn't work sometimes. That was like I was like second guessing myself. I'm like, does it not work on Mesa? Like I've tested on Mesa so much. I haven't tested on Titania. Honestly, guys, like it probably works on Titania, but it didn't work on Mesa and it did work on Hildryn. So you know what? I'm gonna let you figure that one out as well. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, take it easy. Peace.